What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode built by the Red Stick, man. We love all the love. Y'all make sure to smash that like button. Go ahead, click that little subscribe, hit the notification so that we can, you get notified when our videos are dropping. Man, we're presented by Elevate Treatment and Legacy Center every week. We come to y'all. It's the one, the only, Ronnie LaDuff.
Yes, sir. And if you notice, I'm not as excited.
Why are you not excited?
I lost a bet.
That is a good color on you.
I lost a bet.
That is a good color.
So,
Bump, bump, bump.
go Tigers!
Bump, bump, bump.
Go Tigers! LSU! LSU! All right, there you go.
Yes,
y'all
Lord.
happy?
Yes,
All
Lord.
right, Oliver, that was for you. Mike, all right, shut up. You, Mike, too. Leave me alone. I did it. Y'all can see it. Got on the LSU Tiger football shirt because we lost bad. And LSU won convincingly.
Yep.
God, man.
It's a rough life for a Florida State fan.
You know, a good friend of mine gave me a very horrific stat. Out of 133
FBS.
FBS schools,
Yeah.
we are 133rd in scoring.
Hell yeah.
We've scored 105 points combined this year. Miami has scored more than that in 2 games.
Hell yeah. But Miami ain't got
Why
no
you
defense.
saying that? Yeah,
Miami ain't got no defense.
We have.
Cam Ward is saving them.
Listen, I am ready. I can't say jump. I'm ready to do something to myself if Florida State don't get it together. So,
Dude, this year's cooked. You need to chalk it up.
well, that's true. It is cooked, but I think we building for the future, right? Because somewhere out there, they got some 5-star recruits that's looking at us and like, you know what? I can make a change. I can make an impact, which is what we're doing on this platform.
Yeah, but they don't know who the coach is going to be.
It's going to be prime. Shador, Travis, Shiloh
Did
leaving.
you call it? Are you calling it?
I'm calling it.
Or is this future breaking news?
This is future breaking news right here. Sports with Ronnie. I'm calling it. Prime, come on, man. Come back home, baby. We need you.
Man,
So what's up with you, bro? You look happy. You look fresh.
just came back from a little vacay.
Little vacay.
Little vacay,
You know,
you
some
know what
share
I
a little
mean?
share a little something with us.
Me and my son went on a little cruise, had a good time, bro.
By yourself?
By ourselves, bro. Just me and my oldest, bro. Went zip lining.
In the water.
No.
On the boat.
No. When we went, so
Oh, you got off the boat.
yeah.
Rich people shit.
Everybody gets off the boat.
I ain't get off no boat. They probably never mind.
But no, it was a good time. We had so we went on a 5-day cruise. We had a second stop scheduled, but the water was too rough for us to port, so we weren't able to get off. So we had another day at sea, which wasn't bad. I mean, we still had a good time and everything.
5-day cruise.
A little 5-dayer.
So you ready to bring me back now? I want to go on a cruise.
Let's go,
I want to
bro.
bring my kids on a cruise.
Let's go. Let's go. Well, yeah, you got to bring your kids. I'll bring you.
You brought one.
Yeah, you got to bring your kids. I'll bring you.
But I'd rather you bring them and then I'll bring me.
I'm good.
God, 6 of them, bud.
But no, I mean it was a good trip, man. We had a good time, little bonding, little just hanging out. Me and my dude.
Dude, that's so dope because we come to y'all every week and we get vulnerable and y'all are pretty much watching us grow up right in front of y'all eyes week to week.
Raise the kiddos.
And so you seeing from week to week what's being said, actions being taken, memories are being made.
So I will tell you this:
Who you left them with?
nobody.
So I thought you forgot them and lost them.
No. So we've talked about it before. My son occasionally has some troubles at school, right? Like they'll call me or whatnot. He's just a boy, you know what I'm saying, or just kid. He's a little rambunctious. He's supposed to be, right? He's
Like
type
the word,
rambunctious.
rambunctious. Yeah, rambunctious. Word of the day.
But recently he'd been having problems at school with hitting kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I've been talking to him about it, and sometimes he admits to it. Sometimes he's like, I promised Dad I didn't do nothing, and I was believing him. But they had this camp on the cruise, and so I dropped him off. at the camp because he wanted to go meet people. They had a little PlayStation that he could play and stuff. And so we dropped him off, let him chill at the camp. They do like little things and stuff. And so first day I pick him up, school. Another day I dropped him off. I think I dropped him off total like 2 or 3 days there. 3 days total. Second time I picked him up, they were like, hey, can you talk to him about listening to us? I was like, yeah, I got you. But dude got in trouble. Like,
Oh, you all in international water cutting
and he's
up.
still cutting
Boy,
up.
G Money thugging.
So on the third day, I walk up and like I could see them. And he doesn't see me. And I watch him like pluck this kid.
For no reason.
Just playing around, but he plucked the kid. And so the kid went to raise his hand and tell the little counselor or whatnot. He was like, I didn't do nothing. I promise. And then he told the counselor, and the counselor, he was like, I didn't do nothing. And so I watched that whole thing go down, let it calm down for a little bit, told him I was there to get him. She got him, brought him to me. We turned. I said, boy, I've been sitting there for 15 minutes. I watched you pluck that little kid and then say you ain't do nothing. Now I can never believe you.
So you took him on a cruise that was his consequence for getting in trouble at school, right?
No, that wasn't his consequence.
Well, yeah, that's what we talked about. He's like, maybe if I bring him on a cruise, he'll do better.
No, that
So
wasn't.
you did a thing. I did a thing last week too.
What you did?
I got I went on a consultation visit.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
You know, so here shortly I'll be able to just stick it deep and let it leak. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
Did we really?
Baby, I'm coming home.
No
baby.
kids.
I'm shooting a club up with
No
straight
kids.
movie props.
My man-
Movie prop guns. Yeah.
A vasectomy.
Yeah, man. I'm terrified. Cause I don't even own a bag of peas.
You better go to the store and get you a bag of peas.
Hey, if
bro.
anybody out there got some food stamps they can donate me so I can give me about 6-7 bags of frozen peas.
You probably only need 3.
Okay, do we still eat the peas after I use them?
I don't know. That's up to you. That's up to you. I probably wouldn't. But what I'm saying is, if you get 3, you can freeze all 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Take one out. Use it. While when it's kind of defrosted a little bit or it's not really doing a job, you put it back up. Have another one come out. Let that one freeze again, and then you have a little rotation. So you always got a frozen bag of peas.
Peas like we used to do. I'm terrified. If anybody out there has had a vasectomy,
Vasectomy.
it's not vi.
No, it's va.
If anybody out there
I
had
think. I'm not a
don't
doctor.
know.
I'm not a doctor.
how's it spelled? VY?
I don't know.
Okay.
I can't spell.
Anybody out there had scrotal surgery?
This will probably be another clip that somebody says there's only one brain cell between the two.
Bruh, I wanted to fight.
We got internet haters, baby.
Internet haters. I wanted to fight him, bro.
Why?
Like, don't even bring
Why?
energy back
Who
to that, bro.
cares?
It made me so mad.
Who cares?
So if anybody out there had a vasectomy or scrotal surgery, DM me, comment, and give me some words of comfort. I am terrified.
I did hear that you have to watch the needle go down.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not with that. Put me to sleep. I don't
I
want to
don't
see
see
it.
why they can't, bro.
Then they was like, my friend was telling me I'm gonna feel like discomfort. And what kind of discomfort?
I've never had
Then
it.
he said it was like being kicked in the nuts, but like not the hurt part, just the after effect. I'm like, what, bro? You are the wrong person I'm asking about this. So, if anybody,
So you know who has?
who?
Who you can talk to? Boston.
Perfect. Maybe he can tell me why he fixing my garage.
Yeah, I think you go ahead and chalk the garage up, man.
Chalk that.
So what's been going on in the work world, bro?
And the work world, I can't get too personal. You know what I'm saying? I can't get too personal, but I have some different opportunities presenting themselves. More work.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm here for. So yeah, I'll probably have a opportunity here soon to help more people. That's what I'm here for. I just want to help as many people as I possibly can. Man, it's pretty cool. Like, dude, with the podcast and, with me just putting myself out there, man. I got a call from Texas. You know, I've had a call from a lady wanting to help her daughter in Indianapolis, Oklahoma. So, like, bro, you know what? Like,
Mr. Worldwide.
man, look, this is. I never
At least countrywide.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You know, maybe they might need me in international waters for kids that can't keep their hands to themselves.
Dude, speaking of that, I got asked to go speak at a school for Red Ribbon Week.
Didn't you do this once before?
It wasn't for.
Just tell me you just got.
It wasn't for Red Ribbon Week, but I have been
You went
asked.
to Catholic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
That was when you still had me employed before you.
Before you quit, you quit.
Well, you know. Wait, what you call it before you push me to spread my wings?
You quit. But yeah, I mean that's cool, bro. You know, we talk about impacting change and positivity, and I believe, like, of course, in the roles that we operate in right now, like we do a lot of work with people who are already, you know, in the throes of addiction, man, and there's that need, right?
Right.
Like that is where we found our passion. But I think it was in our why episode, we talked about like policy and or, you know, things being impacted or being put in to create generational change.
Right.
And look, man, if I can help one kid, you know, and they're high school kids, so, you know, like, it's not like, it's a different message that I think you would have to deliver to younger kids, right? So, like, but high school kids are, like, I don't know about you, but that's when I started my addiction.
16.
You know what I mean? Like,
16. I didn't start the addiction, but, like, I noticed, like, that's when, like, how I was feeling, like, changed.
So, like,
but,
I think the first time I smoked weed, smoked the Swede, was like 13 or something like that.
Man, that's young. I was still a virgin.
At 13?
Yeah, I ain't lose my virginity to 17.
18.
I was a late bloomer. Oh, you was even later than me.
Yeah.
Damn, bro. We husband material.
I'm trying to tell you.
The wedding coming up.
You getting married. Oh, man.
It's coming.
Dude, I got to go get stuff. Where you going?
To somebody who cares.
I do care. I do care.
I'm just playing. I ain't got nothing. I can't even start you right now. I don't know
Dude,
what I'm wearing.
I forgot it's in November.
Bro, exclusive shoes. You know how I'm coming.
I know how you coming.
You know how I'm coming. We got exclusive. I'm wearing the OVO 10s. For those shoe lovers out there, I don't know which camera mine. OVO 10s. Yeah.
Dude, speaking of that, we hadn't. Contest is still going on.
Is it?
I mean, maybe I don't know. We'll
It
see.
could end up happening soon.
It could.
Because they got a release that's coming up that I've seen a lot of people coming on. They
A lot
had
of people
one
tapping in.
tapping in.
That's
They
what my boy
tapping
says.
in.
Tap in.
Stephanie was like, I hope that I win the contest
So I can get
so
them
I can get
things.
these things. I see you, Stephanie.
Man.
I see you.
I gotta get you to get me a pair of shoes for the wedding.
Um,
I gotta go get the outfit. What are we doing again? It's like, I know it's a white shirt.
so here's the thing. I sent you your outfit.
I know.
You don't have to get nothing. You just got to press the link.
Oh, I just gotta press that
You
link.
just got to press the link and know your size.
Where's it coming from?
I don't know. Amazon.
Oh,
See, I'm
don't know
going-
Amazon sizes.
Well, what size you wearing pants?
I don't know. I wear shorts.
What size is the waist?
Medium, large.
No, dude, you wear numbered shorts. So,
I don't know. I hadn't. Dude, I don't buy myself a lot of clothes.
so I'm a 40 now.
40.
Yes, I'm a 40 now. I was a 46.
You ain't no 40.
I'm a 40 now. What you thought I was? What you think I am?
Like a 46.
No, I was there. Ooh, that dude there. God.
I'm gonna go to the place. I'm gonna get measured and stuff. We're
Okay.
gonna do that.
I ain't want y'all to have to do all that, but you know, I'm
yeah.
trying to make it simple.
Wedding's coming up.
Wedding coming up.
Wedding's coming up.
I'm elated.
Where's it at?
It is at. Now listen.
Failing. I am failing.
No,
You
because
don't
I
have to-
didn't.
You don't have to say so.
No, I'm gonna say it, but I want people to know if you crash, the police is on that ass because what's gonna happen is is I wish everybody could be there. I could, but we got a 50-person capacity. Now, with that 50, that is the wedding party, which we got 8 groomsmen and 8 bridesmaids, like maid on the best
16.
man. That's 16,
That's 16.
right? We got the pastor, they counting,
Yeah,
which is
17.
my brother-in-law, Trent Johnson. Love you to death. That's 17. We have, that's not even including the flower girl. Baby girl Sarai is the flower girl. Kane is the ring bearer.
Yep.
So that's what? That's 19 right there. And then we got one more. The usher, that's 20.
20.
So we got 30 spots.
And then you got family.
We got so much family. So please, if you didn't get an invitation, I swear.
He don't like you. He don't like you.
I swear I feel bad. This has probably been the most
He don't like you.
happiest, awkward moment of my life telling somebody, you make the cut. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to carry y'all in my heart. But we get married at the Hilltop Arboretum. Kayla always dreamed of having an outside wedding. Okay. So me being the knight in shining armor and caring man that I am.
The growing, caring man.
Growing, caring man that you are.
We talked about it a lot over a couple episodes. To switch subjects back to, because that's what we do. So, my dad, he used to be friends with you, but you don't mess with him no more.
No, it's not that. Ever since your dog's poop went in my mouth, when I was weed eating your yard, when I was in sober living, my brain chemicals have shifted. I had dog poop in my mouth, my nose.
You gotta tell the story.
My eye.
You gotta tell the story.
I gotta tell it.
You got to.
All right, and then you're gonna get back to yours. So the ADHD.
Yeah.
All right. So when I got out of treatment, Mike handpicked me to come to one of his sober living homes, which I'm forever grateful for because it changed. It molded me into the person I am today as far as certain things, right? And so if you in Mike's circle, like you don't necessarily get handouts, but you get opportunities to do stuff that other people don't do. And this is finna sound crazy and borderline slaverish. Not colored-wise slaverish, but just borderline. So it was a privilege and an honor to be able to cut Michael's grass. So I was elected, not because I was black, but because he seen the drive and dedication. I was doing good. And
I knew you weren't going to steal my shit.
He knew I wasn't going to steal his shit. So like I'm going to his personal house, y'all. Not one of his other, so them too, but like I was like able to cut his personal grass. So he seen I was trying, and he going to help a man that's trying. So he's like, look, you do this, I'll take this off your rent. I'm like, cool, that's less I got to ask mom them for because I'm on some independent stuff. I want to make my way. So me and his dad, Mr. Mark, shout out Mr. Mark. We cutting grass every Saturday. I think it's Saturdays. We used to do it sometimes.
I thought it was on a weekday.
You know what? It might have been because I would always
come to work
and go to work. Yeah, you're right.
Y'all would knock out like 8 yards before you had to be at work for what? 2
to 10. That was on the 2 to 10 shit. We'd get up at 7 in the morning and 6 in the morning.
And y'all would knock out
8
yards.
With a 40-year-old man at the time. He wasn't
no 40. He wasn't no 40.
You said it. I didn't. So this particular day, we get to Mike yard. Mike grass kind of high. I don't know what happened. Maybe it was weather or something. We couldn't get to it like we normally do. So the grass was a little high. When the grass was high, stuff was hidden. Me being the person that I am, I'm always wide open. I got the weed eater wide open. I'm just weed eating along the fence. And that's what I did. I looked. I said, wait a minute. I had to make sure I didn't fart. I ain't fart. What does that smell? I know Mike got a dog. The dog looked at me and ran inside laughing. I ain't even know dogs could laugh. And then I began to smell it every time I would take a breath. And I grabbed my face. Mouth was open while I was weeding. I don't know why.
Why?
When I get tired, so I'm like this for no reason. Wipe my face. It's wet, sloppy. It ain't muddy outside. When I smell my hand, when I smell my motherfucking hand, you heard the dog out there barking. The dog reliving it with me. Got a dog. When I smell my hands, ladies and gentlemen, everything in me left my body. I didn't care about being sober. I didn't give a fuck about sober living rent no more. I left the weed eater. And I went to Mr. Mark with a mouth and tongue full of shit. And Mr. Mark said, it smell like shit out here. I say, no shit. Bro, this dude dog poop went in every part of my body but in a napkin. And all I had was hot hose pipe water to get it out. But I was done. Needless to say, I was done after that.
Done.
I was done after that. But yes, that, so my brain has not been operating correctly since.
But anyway, Pop said he was like, man, y'all gotta cut down on the ADD moments. I said, we can't cut down on the ADD moments. That's us.
Squirrel.
Authentic. It's authentic. But anyway, back to where the conversation was.
Shit, I forgot. All right, go ahead.
I got asked to go speak at the school, man, for Red Ribbon Week, man. Which when this episode drops, it will drop at the end of Red Ribbon Week. So shout out Red Ribbon Week. It's all about the kids.
All
you know?
about the kids. We love the kids.
Try to,
and also, golly, we doing it again. Sorry, Papa Mark. We can't help it. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Ends in October?
It's the whole month of October.
Right. So this episode will air November 1st.
Huh?
But we can still recognize it. I mean,
yes.
you know.
So the entire month of November, the entire month of October was Breast Cancer Awareness Month, man. To those survivors, we salute you.
Yes.
Y'all are real troopers in this. Y'all not forgotten. To the ones that have succumbed to the terrible disease, like our thoughts and prayers are with your family. I know people closely to me that's directly affected with breast cancer. So yeah, we with y'all. Anything we can do. Built by the Red Stick along with Sidekicks. We'll be doing something real soon for these people. So be on the lookout for that. Even though the month of, it's over.
It's never too late.
It's never too late. You know what I mean? It's never too late, man. That's something some of these people unfortunately got to live with for the rest of their life. You know what I mean? And
even the survivors, all right? Like,
that's what I was more so like talking about, like the survivors. You know, they still have the scars. They still have the memories.
Somewhere else.
The thought of it coming back. So we gonna fight with y'all. Y'all the real troopers.
And that's we talk about it all the time, man. Overcoming.
Yeah.
And that's something that is powerful to overcome.
Yeah.
I mean,
Red Ribbon.
No, you're good. We transitioned.
Okay. You get to speak at Red. Do you know the school? Do you know where we can find you? Do we know, like, can we come look? Is it public?
It's not public.
Okay.
But it will be at I believe Northeast.
What are you doing in my stomping ground? Shout out Northeast, man.
Yeah.
Well, I ain't go there, but I'm from Baker.
Yeah.
Shout out Buffaloes.
Right. So it'd be at Northeast High School. Is it Northeast High School?
Yeah, I think I know how you got that.
Yeah. So we'll be doing that. I'm grateful for it, man.
Yeah, that's dope.
I love the ability to try to create positive impact in some way or some manner.
Yeah.
Any time, any place, anywhere. That's what we're here for.
That's so fire, bro. I always sit back and just think, and it never gets old, that God, and I know you feel the same way too, but I'm speaking for myself, that God has me in the position where people actually ask me for advice on life and like overcoming something. And like if you would have told me this 5 years ago, I'd just say a little over 5 years ago, when I was in the darkest of the darkest, and I was stuck there with nobody to turn to, nothing but the dumpster I was sleeping behind. Like if you would have been like, hey, 5.5 years from now,
It's
like
all gonna be worth it.
people gonna actually want to hear what you got to say about making a difference. Parents are gonna call your phone to help with their kids.
And I mean, even like 3 years ago, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like 2 years ago, or like I don't want anybody to ever think that it's lost upon either one of us the gratitude of
Grateful.
making it out of the trauma filled, self-trauma filled, or whatever it may be, addiction and just despair and hopelessness that we operated in. Right? Like, I mean, we've talked about it on multiple episodes, and it'll always come back to it because it's what this platform and what our mission and our message and our why is like that gratitude and that hope that, like, if you're there right now, you are currently looking at two guys. Don't let anything fool you about where we are today.
Right.
Who have overcome a lot,
bro, and still do,
and not even
it ain't perfect,
right? And even overcome a lot while sober. From miscarriages, failed relationships, newborns, job changings, being fired or being let go, or quitting jobs and moving on.
Why you pointed at me when you said quit? I was with, but you okay? Keep going. You just pointed at me when you said.
I was talking with my hands.
I know what you did, but your hand all of a sudden went that way when you said quit. All right, but you had me. Keep going.
And so it. But that is the beauty of what our story has, and we talked about it, man. Like, there is no, for us, or I'll say for us, not that we want to be the poster children for anything, but we also don't want to be anonymous, and we don't want to be just ducked off in the shadows, right? Like, we want people to know that, like, while you're struggling, there is a message of hope out there.
Yes.
There is inspiration.
Yes.
And it's bigger than just being motivated by words right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can reach out, and if you're willing, right? If you're willing, there's things that there's connections and there's resources that both of us have to get you the help you need.
100%. And that's why I try to get as vulnerable as I can, every time, and I tell my story to any and everybody who's willing to listen, anybody that want to interview me or any video to be made, because I remember a point where I felt like it was nobody that was going through what I was going through. And so that caused the feeling of being alone.
That isolation.
And so if you constantly seeing that, right? Cam Newton said something, because I watch his podcast too, 4th and 1. Real good podcast. He said something that resonated with me, and I might butcher this, so it's not verbatim, but he said that the aesthetic of the shit, man, our aesthetic can create change, right? Like, seeing something gives that person that belief, right? So I wasn't fortunate enough to, like, see people sober and happy and, like, not doing certain stuff.
So in essence, seeing is believing.
Seeing is believing. And it's like, okay, cool. So, like, not only do I want to, like, be sober, but I want to see people see me. I want people to see me being happy, which is, we laugh and we joke a lot, but it's a lot of work that came into that. But
laughing
I don't want
about getting shitted on.
Laughing about getting shitted on, laughing about getting fired.
Why you pointed at me?
My hands was just moving.
I didn't fire you.
My hands was just moving.
That's the other place that fired you.
Golly. Oh, you don't own that place no more?
I never owned that place.
Oh, that place.
Yeah.
That was worse than a fire.
Yeah.
They forced me into early retirement. They forced me. How you force somebody to resign? It was like, I don't even want to do this. They making me do it.
They making me do it.
God. But I want people to see me doing, because I used to think this too. Like when I first got sober, it was like, damn, I can't have fun no more. Like it's over with. I can't go to Twin Peaks. I can't go to Hooters. Like I can't do this, that, and the I do more now than I did when I was in addiction.
You know, we make jokes about it, but what was it? Let's see. So I guess almost 3 years ago, you got to go watch your team play LSU.
I will never, and not because we won. Like all jokes aside, I will never forget that.
Dude, I'll never forget.
Never forget that.
So it's no secret, right? Like, I mean, might not be. I'm a diehard LSU fan.
Diehard.
Love them.
Yeah.
Love them. So, not last year, but the year before, in my sobriety and damn near pretty much my whole adulthood, not really my whole adult, but for most of it, because most of it I was in addiction.
Right.
Kind of, I
wasn't really coherent at all.
I loved
time.
LSU, but I mean, but for from like 18, 19, and I love my LSU Tigers, but I'm not a diehard stat fan, right? So like I don't pay attention. But I had never seen LSU beat Alabama at home.
You cried.
I cried.
You cried.
I cried when we beat LSU at home. Like in 2019, I was fortunate enough to have season tickets that year and go to every single game. I even got to go to an away game, and I got to go to the national championship.
Natty, bro.
I was at the
I still got the video you sent me.
Yeah. And so like when you say that thing, like that's what hard work, determination, overcoming, like not only do you get to have fun, you get to enjoy the fun.
Exactly. You can feel it.
We talk about it, like I was spoiled.
Thank you. Now, listen, y'all. If you go back to the beginning of this relaunch,
no,
he's been denying
No,
this.
I've never denied that I was spoiled.
Run the tape back.
I've never denied that spoiled. I denied that.
Run the tape back.
Anyway, so like, I was given a lot of things that like a lot of people would find joy in, and I used them, and I did enjoy it, but I never worked for it.
Yep.
Right. And so when I got sober this time, like it was all about, like you said, being independent, like providing for myself.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of the rumor mill perceives like that, like my success in life is because I was given things recently, and that's not the case.
Yep. I know. So
yeah.
You let them know that.
I've nothing that I've gotten right now has just been given to me. Like I worked my ass off for it, and I appreciate it so much more. Yep. Like I appreciate those memories. I've been being able to go on a cruise with my son, right? Like
a 5-day cruise.
Like I appreciate that. I visited Greece, right? Like, yeah, like, I've been to New York. I've traveled all over the country and world and stuff, and like, I've worked my ass off for those things, and the joy, and there's happiness in that. Yep. And then like, not even just those big things, like we've talked about it before, like the day-to-day living, waking up and not wanting, this might get we're not monetized yet anyway, so it doesn't matter. We will be soon, but like waking up and not wanting to put a bullet in your mouth.
Yep.
Waking up and being joyful, even the stressful things, right? Like finding joy in the stressful things, waking up and your kids and having to get them ready for school, and they don't want to get up, and they don't know what clothes they don't know what clothes they want to wear. Or, I don't want to wear this, or getting them home and doing homework, or feeding them, or bathing them, and all of these things. Like I know a lot of y'all, or I know some of y'all, or whatever it may be, or maybe at a point where you're not in those things, but we are a testament that you can get to that right? There is hope out there. There is a solution out
lot
there.
sooner than they think, because stop thinking about the aftermath and start thinking about the process.
Yeah.
Before you know it, but
And just putting one foot in front of the other.
in front of the other. You probably don't remember this. You probably do. It was almost 5 years ago when I was in treatment and you used to give education. You got this story that you used to tell about this game that you and Grayson used to play when you would wake him up in the morning for school. He was way younger, and y'all would see who could win, like racing to the couch.
Yeah.
And so now me and my baby Sarai, we got this same little thing. Like we'll both, once I get home from a long day of work or whatever, we'll both lay across the bed and she'll just lay on me and we'll play on the phone together. I'll be on TikTok, she'll be on YouTube, or this. And like she looks forward to that like every day. That's her thing. Like whenever her mom go pick her up from daycare, she'll be like, "Is my daddy home?" And like,
It's
if I'm
time.
home, it's time. So it's just like, but hearing you say that, we didn't really think nothing of it, you know what I mean? But now I see the joy I get out of just the little things like that. It's like laying across the bed with her laying across my back, or next to me with her feet in the air, like playing on the phone.
And it's all about, for me, you know what I'm saying? Persistence, commitment, you know, and operating within those things, right? Like, I'm going to be persistent in the goals I want.
Yep.
I'm going to be committed towards achieving those. And I'm going to have setbacks. And I'm going to get knocked on the ground. But I'm going to get back up.
Yeah.
Because we talk about it a long time that there are solutions out there, because I operate within that.
Yep.
I've surrounded myself with people who I know I can call to give me a pick me up when I need one. I've committed myself to a structured regimen of how to look at what inside myself is disturbed, and I've committed myself to giving up negative things in my life to, you know, God, right, and to my God, and to letting those things go and allowing my God to come into my life and operate within positivity and operate within those things. And it's not always perfect.
Right.
I'm not trying to sell this ship that it is perfect, but I know that it works.
Yep.
Right. And I know that it can work for anyone because I've seen it, man. It's crazy to think about now, but I've been in the treatment industry since 2017. So I started off as a maintenance man in 2017. And so I have and I've been in like clinical and client interaction since probably mid 2017, beginning of 2018. And so I've treated thousands, if not 10,000 people, and had interactions with them. And I've seen restoration in their lives.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Dude,
like,
it's got to turn you up to see that.
I remember I had a guy that I just started working with clients and everything. And dude came to treatment and he wanted to be sober.
Right.
Now he had some legal stuff that was going on that was a catalyst, right? We talked about it in the episode with Shake, right? An external factor creating an internal desire to change.
I've been stealing that too. I'm just letting you know. Using the hell out of that.
And so he had some legal stuff. So throughout his treatment, he found out that they were going to let him stay in treatment for a year, and then he was still going to have to go to jail.
Right.
So the man knew that he was still going to jail, but he stayed steadfast. He stayed faithful. And by the time the year came up, they were like, all right, we'll let him stay another 6 months in treatment. So he stayed another 6 months. And so by this time, he's really only doing sober living and outpatient. So he's only going once a week. He's doing everything he's supposed to be doing. He was a house leader for me. He lived in one of my sober livings and stuff. Man, when I tell you that he went to court one day, came back for the next, I think OP was on a Thursday, and shared that they had recalled the original sentencing and he only had to stay on probation for another 6 months under our care, and then he was free of all the charges.
Too, but I hadn't seen him in so long.
Oh, you know him? Now, I didn't know that. I don't know. Timing's blend. I'm not gonna lie. Timing's blend. But like to watch that happen, that restoration happen, that's powerful. To watch young ladies and young men come in who haven't seen their kids in a year or 2 years, and then they get supervised visits, and then they get unsupervised visits, and then they get 50-50, and then maybe the circumstance in which their kid is living isn't healthy, so they get full domiciliary. Like, I've seen people create careers. I've seen people create just joy.
Dude, that is, and I've been doing it since, for other people since like 2020, 2021. You know what I mean? And just in that short time, seeing what I seen, bro, no, you can't put a monetary value on it. And I tell people that all the time, and they don't believe me. Like, and I told you this already, and I'm telling it, like, I turned down 6 figures.
Yeah.
Because I believe in what I'm doing and where I'm at. You know what I mean? So, like, when I say I'm not doing it for the money, like, I'm actually putting my actions in front of it.
When passion meets purpose, bro, it's unstoppable.
Come on, man.
Money.
We built by the bread stick, led by courage, baby. We don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm unwavering in my faith, and I believe in what I'm doing.
And don't, like, yes, do both of us get compensated for what we do?
100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do both of us get to provide for our families from what we do? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Both things can be true at the same time.
Yep.
They don't have to be mutually exclusive.
Yep.
Right? Like, I can still have good intentions and still provide for my family. And I think that's where a lot of things get lost. Is like understanding that it's not all just this side or that side, right? Like, one of the things we talk about in the beginning episodes before the relaunch,
Right.
And we'll bring it up right now, is like the wave of how we treat people in addiction. So I grew up in complete abstinent base, just hammered. Like, if you're using medically assisted treatment, it's not real. It's not real. And the open-mindedness, and it wasn't always there, but like, through understanding and growing, educating myself,
and the deaths and the mothers, fathers, sisters crying,
we now operate within that. And so the evolution of watching those things happen and being malleable, another good word.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Once I learn how to say it and the definition, I'm going to use it. I want to become malleable.
You are malleable.
What does it mean?
The ability to change, the ability to mold.
Got you.
So like Play-Doh is malleable.
So I wasn't malleable when you fired me. That's why you fired me. But now I'm malleable. I'm becoming valuable.
I see what you did there.
All right.
That was bars. We're not going to get into the firing thing because, we're just going to be on two sides of you're not malleable and understanding that you quit. You were employed at Elevate Treatment and Legacy Center, right there, when you accepted another job. True or false?
False. Wait, I'm sorry. I wasn't listening to the question. Say it again.
When you accepted another job that you're currently at,
right?
Were you or were you not being paid by Elevate Treatment and Legacy Center?
Well,
were you or were you not being paid by Elevate Treatment and Legacy Center?
I was.
Okay.
But I did the notice thing.
You did the notice?
Yeah, I did a notice.
You gave a notice?
Yeah. I ain't leave right away. I finished out the week.
When you get fired, do you give a notice?
Oh my God.
We got it. For all y'all who've been hearing us with this argument at all these conferences, I know y'all tired of it. For all y'all who've been listening to this podcast and have heard it every episode, We got it. Ronnie LeDuff gave his notice to Elevate Treatment and Legacy Center. Clip it, make it a reel, share it,
Bruh,
send it in the marketing group text message.
was in my eye. I couldn't hear you straight. You got to reform the question, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, what the
But anyway,
all for that?
Being malleable and watching the things change in the industry and adapting to that has I believe opened our platform and opened our understanding to, being able to impact change and help people. Yep. And like you said, there's nothing anyone can say.
Yep.
There's nothing anyone can do. There's nothing anyone can pay to ever A, take that feeling away.
Yep.
Or B, make it not authentic.
Yep, 100%. And I mean, I've done it multiple times when it come to finance. Like, hey, you can do this for this. I'm like, nah, but then I won't be able to do this.
Yeah.
So that outweighs this any day. And not to switch up, kind of switch subject, but not to switch subject. Talking about finances. We talked about this, but I hadn't gave the listeners and the viewers an update. So I did actually take my daughter on a daddy-daughter date. Naya, my oldest one, the one I forgot about.
I
ain't forget about her. I forgot about the date because I was running shoes.
That's okay.
So we ended up going on a date. And I'm not going to talk about everything that we talked about because my baby's an introvert. She's very selective who she opens up and share her feelings to. And I'm just grateful that she still chooses to do that with me after the neglect that I've showed over the years, in my addiction, should I say. But it's one thing that I'm going to share that she said. And, man, when she said that, it almost made me want to be like, you know what? Like, I got to change the way I'm thinking. She was like, I don't care how much money you make, Dad. She's like, don't get it wrong. I appreciate it that every time I call, like, you there for me financially. She's like, but I'm simple. I don't care about your money. I want you.
Yeah.
Boy.
Talk about breaking man down.
Boy. So here I am like, I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to make sure. Nah, Dad. Like, I want you.
Yeah.
I don't want your money. She got her own job. She was like, I have money. I want my dad. I want, because she's my firstborn, my first daughter, so she was my first love. So, like, but when she said that, I was like, God, I was wrong this whole time.
Me and you have talked about this before, but there becomes a sacrifice you make when you trade your time for money.
Yep.
And I understand that bills have to be paid. I understand that, things cost money.
Yep.
Raising kids costs money.
Yeah.
Daycare costs money. Food costs money.
Vasectomies cost money.
I'm very aware of all of that. But at some point, you have to look at the exchange that you're getting for time versus compensation.
Yep.
Right? And most operations, most jobs, most industries, most life is based off of trading time for money. That's why they tell you they're going to pay you so much money per hour, right? It becomes up to you and your faith and your ability to be self-aware, especially once you found success like you have, that when these opportunities start coming, to recognize what time am I going to trade for money at this point.
Facts.
And so that's when you get to the point where you can start denying certain things and saying, I appreciate it, but that's going to take away from time with my family.
Yep.
It was one of the biggest things about, my last months and maybe even, 6 months to a year at the facility I was at before I opened Elevate. And then the first year and a half, maybe even 2 years of Elevate is I was trading a lot of time for money and I missed out on things. Mm-hmm. Right. And so I'm very fortunate and blessed to recognize, like, now when the school calls and has a parent-teacher conference,
You could be there.
I can go there.
I'm telling you, I was just talking about that.
Yeah.
With my son, I had to take him to the doctor yesterday, and we was like talking about that. And I was like, I get to do these things now because I'm not so bound behind a desk.
Yep.
Or, answer. Well, I still answer the phone, but I'm able to do it on
Remote,
the run.
yeah.
So I'm able to go check him out of school if he having problems, bring him to the doctor, show up to trunk or treat at the at Sarah daycare, or go on field trips with the kids, or I got to take Elijah I get to take Elijah homecoming shopping, for homecoming, so I get to do all those things. They got a great movie based off, and I didn't want you to lose that thought, but based off of what you were just talking about. It's called In Time.
In Time.
But Justin Timberlake is in it.
I've watched it.
Oh,
where the little time on arms.
Yeah, so the currency in that movie, y'all, is time.
Yeah.
Go check it out. It's called In Time. Justin Timberlake, great actor, great singer, great movie. That's that's top 10 for sure movies.
I like it.
I'm gonna watch it again today.
Watch it.
Yeah.
Well, we've come to our time.
Man, bro.
Hey, look, man.
I look forward to this every week. Bro.
Every week, we look forward to it. Listen, we're on the road to we want to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year.
Yes.
So we got about 2 months, man. So y'all, please do us a favor. We appreciate everybody's love. Please smash that subscribe button.
Yeah.
Like the videos and everything, man.
Yes,
we appreciate it. Yeah.
Look, I told somebody I was gonna do this because he thinks I'm a celebrity because I'm on YouTube. Seth H from Bruley, working the plant. My dog, I told you I was going to give you a shout out. I got you. Now you can show all your friends and be like, I made it to YouTube, bitch. Told you I had you, Seth.
So,
all
yeah.
right.
But y'all help us out. Let's get to that 1,000 mark, man.
Like it.
Love it.
Love it. Share it. Subscribe to it.
Follow.
Even if you don't like us, like it.
Ooh, even if you don't like us.
Don't like us, like it.
Even if you think there's only one brain cell between us.
Even if you think it's one brain cell between us. Even if you feel like you never get that minute back, we glad you decided to share it with us.
Absolutely, man.
What they always used to say, man, chew up the meat and spit out the bones. What I'm saying, don't kill the messenger, just listen to the message. And I think we do a pretty damn good job at delivering a genuine, healthy, authentic, wholesome, positive, love-driven message. We appreciate everybody. We see the likes. We see the shares. We see the subscribers. A lot of S words is getting me tied up. And you know what? As always, y'all, we're gonna be back at the same time, at the same place, with the same producer, baby. Built by the Red Stick.
One more thing.
What you got for me?
We can redo that.
Okay.
I also just want to shout out, man. Look, we are on multiple social media platforms, right? Go follow us on TikTok.
Yes.
Built by the Red Stick.
Built by the Red Stick.
Instagram.
Built by the Red Stick.
Facebook.
Built by the Red Stick.
YouTube.
Built by the Red Stick.
Spotify.
Built by the Red Stick.
Apple Podcasts.
Built by the Red Stick.
Please. Yeah, we love all of y'all. And look, remember, we've said it before. We're going to continue to say it. Keep watching all the episodes. We got free shoes coming out.
It was almost this one, but you might have to stay tuned for the next one. So as always, we built by the Red Stick, baby. Built by adversity, led by courage.
We appreciate y'all.